welcome back. Christian here from the Calcio Bros. With another year gone, that means another month passed, which means it's time for news and updates for what happened in the month of December. Hopefully I got through everything. If not, let us know at the end of the video. So one of the first few things I'm going to talk about is Napoli and Inter. Their run of not losing in Serie A comes to an end. They both lose at home in the month of December. Napoli loses in the first weekend of December. Really? Come on, guys. Especially to Juve. You never want your first loss to be at home to Juve. Come on. And it also did come from X-Man Higuain. Out of everyone, he gets the winner. Their undefeated run comes to an end there. Then later, I believe it was a couple weeks later, Inter loses at home as well to Udinese, who have been extremely difficult to play. They just again keep winning. They lose at home 3-1, which was a really surprise considering how well they were doing before Inter, and then they just happened to lose like that. It didn't seem like they played anyways, but that's what happens. It's the Scudetto race is all up in the air. And we'll see who finishes it like that now. Next thing, Manolas renews his contract with Roma. He signed a deal up into 2022. Just a bit of a pay raise. I believe it is $3.5 million, which isn't too bad. Maybe he deserves a little more. He's one of the best defenders right now in Serie A. So I wonder if maybe he's getting paid too little, too much. I think maybe just too little, because he has done an extremely just such a great job with Roma. He's one of their best defenders. He has proved to be one of Serie A's elite. So we'll see if Roma can hang on to him. The one thing though they may want to watch out for, which I don't understand why teams do put it in, is a release clause. His release clause is 35 to 37 million, somewhere in that range. It's honestly cheap. It's cheap. If you want to hold on to a defender like him, who's still really young and one of the best out there, you want to not put one in, or if you do, put it higher. 60 mil, considering how much the market's so inflated, you want to get a pretty penny off him. Honestly, for me, 35 to 37 million is so cheap for Kostas Manolas. So I'm surprised Roma put it at such a low price. We'll see if any teams will go for it in the January window or in the summer transfer market. Next thing, Benevento. They get their first points ever in Serie A. Their first one coming against Milan in a 2-2 draw in such dramatic fashion after Brignoli comes up for the free kick and scores. You don't see that. It was just such a fairy tale where the keeper would come up and score a 95th minute equalizer to earn their first points in Serie A. That's just unheard of. It's mind-blowing. But 2 weeks later, they go and beat Chievo 1-0, and that is their first victory at the Stadio Ciro Vigorito. Again, we'll see how far they can go, if they can manage more victories, or will they just go on another losing streak. I hope they get more victories, that way they can get the experience. Even if they get relegated and they come back, they have something, that target they can beat. So that's a good thing for them. I just wish maybe they can probably reinforce themselves a little bit. We'll see what they can do and who they can nab in the January window to help them maybe stay up. We also did have the draw for the Champions League and Europa League after the final match day had passed, I believe in the second last week, something like that. Who knows, we're just going to go worried about what teams drew for Serie A. We'll start with the Champions League results. As we know, there's only 2 teams left after Napoli got knocked down to Europa League. So in the Champions League, Juve are hosting Spurs on February 13th, then travel to London March 7th. That's an interesting one, considering how tough Tottenham can be. I feel Juve will probably be too much for them, but honestly, with Harry Kane in such form, and how well he played in 2017, I'm a little worried, The other one was Shakhtar Donetsk Roma. First game being February 21st, with the return being in Rome on March 13th. This will be a good test, considering how Shakhtar was the one that help to eliminate Napoli in their group, so I'm worried they could give Roma a bit of trouble there. Don't know how much they would, but I honestly think Roma can take Shakhtar. I'm hoping they do avenge Napoli's elimination, but they won't be an easy task at all, considering that Shakhtar did beat Napoli first in Ukraine, was it? I believe Ukraine. Don't quote me on that, sorry. I should do more research, but you know. But it'll be a tricky test for sure for the Giallorossi. We will move on to Europa League, where again we have the 4 teams in there. First leg, because remember it's round of 32, so they'll have back-to-back games on the in the 2 weeks. Dortmund, Atalanta. That was not a draw the Bergamaschi would want. It would prove a good challenge for them. They didn't draw anyone harder, which is good. You know, they didn't want to draw Atletico Madrid at all, so not a bad one, but they could have got better. You know, this would be a good challenge for Atalanta. Remember, they did beat Lyon, who is a really tough team as well. I feel they can probably do well against Dortmund. If they can get a crucial result away from home in Germany, then they could go to the Mapei Stadium. Again, remember, they're not playing in their actual stadium in Europe, but if they go back to the Mapei Stadium, they can really pull off something extraordinary. Napoli, Leipzig. Not a bad actually draw for Napoli, you know. The Leipzig are a tough team, but again, they're not the strongest. So I feel this is a good draw for Napoli, and they could really advance and go far in the Europa League. They do have a lot of talent. Unfortunately for them, they can make it in Champions League, but I feel they can do well here in Europa League. Steaua Bucuresti and Lazio. Another good test for Lazio, considering they did dominate their group, but I feel, again, Lazio would probably be too strong for Bucuresti. Next, we have Ludogorets, Milan. Milan probably getting the easiest out of the bunch. They have been really strong in Europa League. Maybe some struggles in there for sure, but Milan have really been dominant in their group. Their last game maybe not being so good, but still, they have one of the top scorers in Andre Silva in the Europa League. When can you back some in Serie A? Please, you know, replace Kalinic. But that's something, you know, Milan will use because they want to go far. Because if they can't reach Champions League in Serie A, this is their only way to achieve it. They want to go far. They want to reach the finals here. They know they can win it. They have played well. But now it's going to get trickier since they didn't really have anyone too tough in their group. They just were really lacking in their group stage. But Milan really need to step it up if they do want to win the Europa League. These matches will take place on February 15th, with the return leg only being a week later because it is the round of 32. A lot of teams, so they'll quickly do the draw on the 23rd, and we'll see who will be playing in the round of 16. Big news, Marek Hamsik becomes Napoli's top scorer after beating this man here. Diego Armando Maradona passes this man with 117 goals to Maradona's 115. Congrats for him. You know, he really deserved it. He has become now the bandiera of Napoli. Everyone has him in their hearts as well. So it's good to see that Hamsik is really proving to be the next Maradona in Naples. He is exceptional, great for him, and I hope he just continues to be the face of Napoli now. Like, he really does deserve it. We also do have some Coppa Italia results. I'm going to quickly breeze through the round of 16 before I just talk about the quarterfinals quickly. So, the round of 16, Juve beats Genoa. Torino beats Roma, which is a huge surprise. The Giallorossi looks like they can't go anywhere now in Coppa Italia. They can't win another trophy. We'll see how they do in Serie A, of course, and as well as Champions League, but still. Napoli beats Udinese. Atalanta eliminates Sassuolo. Milan beats Verona, who later lost to Verona 3-0 by the same score. Don't get it, but whatever. Inter beat Pordenone on penalties. Game was held 0-0 at the San Siro. How? Just how? But, you know, a team from Serie C almost beating a Serie A team, like, I don't get it. Lazio beat Cittadella, and then Fiorentina beat Sampdoria. So those were the round of 16. We move on to the quarterfinals, where only 2 games were played at the end of December. Lazio beating Fiorentina 1-0, and then Milan beating Inter 1-0 extra time. So that means Milan and Lazio will be the first semi-finalist, while the other two games are Juve Torino and Napoli Atalanta, so another derby there as well. We'll see who comes out on top. It's going to be an interesting last few games in the Coppa Italia. I really want to see who wins. Of course, I want Milan to win, but we had to get through a tough Lazio team. Ending it off, again, Napoli are winner, champions. Congratulations. I'm just hoping you guys can, win the Scudetto and not give up again. Not give up, but fail. You guys have done, haven't done well in the second half of the season. We want you guys to beat Juve. You guys are probably the biggest chance at actually doing that. I want to see you guys do it and really reinforce your squad in January. So that's everything in December. If I did miss anything, let me know. We wanted something to discuss. This is what I want to discuss with you guys. With that done, I want to go on to the goal of the month, and I will give that to Andrea Brignoli for scoring against Milan in the 95th minute. There are probably some nicer goals, but I'm giving it to him because it was such a fairy tale for Benevento. It was just probably, I don't know, it was the main outrageous thing this month that did happen. So of course I'm going to give it to him. A 95th minute goal from the keeper is, again, just unheard of. He gets it for me. So again, guys, let me know if I did miss anything. Comment below as well if you feel I should have discussed something else, or if you guys agree with my goal of the month, disagree. I'm always open to anything. Follow us on Twitter, Calcio_bros, and subscribe on YouTube for more Calcio content. Hear from you guys soon. Ciao.